This is Bobby Razak. I'm with the legend here, Ken Shamrock. This guy started the game, is one of the most influential NHP to MMA stars in history. I'm honored to have him on the show. Ken, it's a pleasure, my man.
Listen, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And wow, what a beautiful night tonight is, man. Great weather.
Beautiful. Ken, how you finding this Tesla? We're driving the brand new Tesla. It's kind of like a rocket.
It reminds me of like the movies where you got cannons and guns put on your car. You got all these little computer boards where you can launch them at any time. This thing's pretty wild.
Ken, you're ready to fight Kimbo, I think in June or July. Why Kimbo? How are you feeling? What's your prediction for the fight?
Kimbo and me have a little history. And that history goes back to a fight that we were supposed to have. And when I took that fight and they offered it to me, I almost just like, are you guys serious? You want me to fight him? Obviously you want him to lose, I would assume. So I remembered I went to the fight, and it was like 4 days before the fight. And I was focused, everything was going well. I was going to win this, and we were going to go back and celebrate with my dad. And I remember it was the night before the fight. I believe it was the night before the fight. I had gotten a couple different bad news. One from the company with some stuff going on. I wasn't happy with them. I wanted a meeting with them. They said, you know, whatever. I was upset at it. Right after that, I get a phone call from the hospital, and they tell me my dad is on life support.
Oh my God.
So I remembered, I get choked up talking about it, but I remembered, which way? I remembered after I was told, I just sat there for a minute, and they asked me if I wanted to take him off life support. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, this is not happening. And
it's a very big decision to make.
I sat there for about 5 minutes, and they kept trying to get me, and I just didn't know what to say. I was lost. There's nobody there for me to talk to. I finally just said, you know...
there was no other friends, family members?
There's nobody there. I mean, they were all gone. It was a phone call that I had taken about, I don't know, it was late at night. And I just, I was on the moon. So finally, I just said, don't do anything. Wait till I get home. Can you guys just keep him comfortable and wait for me to get back after the fight? And I didn't. I was just sitting there, and I was so lost. But I knew my dad wanted me to fight. I knew he didn't want me to walk away from this. And so I said, you know what? I called a friend of mine, Dan Freeman. He was in his room, and I said, hey, we need to get things together. I explained to him what was going on. We moved all these tables out from the room that I was in. I had a miniature suite, and it was in the daytime, and I started rolling around, trying to get my mind back, and like he would do in the locker room before fight, just nice and smooth, and just so my mind, I get back where I was supposed to be. And I remembered he popped his head up as I was taking his back.
Wow. And
he popped his head up. It wasn't even hard. And he popped me in the head, and I was like, you know, big deal. We kept moving, and I saw a trickle of blood hit the ground. And I was like, whoa. And I reached up, and I touched it, and I had blood on my hand. And I jumped up, and I looked in the mirror, and there was blood. I was like, oh, what the heck? And I really didn't even know what it was from at first. And then I reached in, I said, Dan, come look at this. So he came in, he looked at it, and sure enough, I had a cut. And we went to the hospital. Pretty deep one, or? I didn't know at the time, so we went to the hospital. They cleaned it up, and it was a deep gash. Well, I have sharp bones. If you look at them, they're real pointed, and I guess he just popped it right on the top. And
because that modeling structure.
Yeah, and it just opened up, right? And so I said, listen, I gotta fight this fight. I mean, I can't walk away from this. And because it wasn't for anybody but my dad. It was, you know, I had to do this. And I said, double stitch it, do what you can do. And I asked if they could hide it. And they said, we can't do that, you know. And they said they would vouch for me, you know, tell them it would, you know, hold if it breaks open, you know. So anyways, we went to the fight after we got it stitched and everything. Went to the fight, went in the back room, because I called them and told them, hey, I got cut, but I can fight. And they said, well, just get to the arena. So we go to the arena. We go in the back room. They sit down with me, and I looked at them and said, I can fight. I said, give me a chance let me fight this guy. I promise you, he ain't going to get out of the first round. He's not going to cut me, and if he does, you can stop the fight. I said, if it opens up, you stop it. I said, but let me fight. Commission comes in, and they cut the fight. Right?
Wow.
That's how it was. Then the next thing I know, I walk out of the venue because I'm pissed. Right? I walk out of the venue, I go to my hotel room, and the next thing I see is on TV is I see these guys bashing me, saying, what in the world is he doing rolling around? What is he, stupid? He's been fighting a long time. How can he be in there rolling? And I thought, just before that, they showed a guy rolling around on the mat before he was to go in the ring and fight. They showed a guy hitting mitts. They showed a guy slipping and, mimicking a shot. And I thought to myself, isn't that warming up? Isn't that rolling around before a fight? That's exactly what I was doing. It was real, controlled,
right.
Easy, slow tempo, just to get going. So my mind was
just
back on that.
Just a freak accident.
It was something that happened. But what made me mad was that they tried to turn it into something that it was. It was so frustrating to me.
Ken, when you say they, you mean Kimbo's people?
Kimbo, the production, the announcers. It was like, I cut myself. I was rolling around. I shouldn't have been. It was a dumb, stupid move. And I'm thinking to myself,
can't do lift day, brother.
Who are you people to be talking about this when I'm sitting here watching people roll around before a fight, hitting mitts, slipping punches, and that's exactly what I was doing, and you're blasting me while it's going on in front of people? And then to say I cut myself, to say that it was this conspiracy, for what reason? Because I'm afraid of a guy that can't grapple. Please. So for the longest time, I have been frustrated and angry about what has been said. I even tried to get the fight to happen again, and for whatever reason, their camp didn't want it. So now it's happening. And all those things that were said are going to be taken out on him. I am going to punish him like he's never been punished before.
Very personal.
Yeah, it is to me, because it happened to be, a bad time for me. I lost my father, who passed away shortly after that. And the disrespect that was shown towards me and my family, it's personal.
Wow, so, and then you turn in this park right there. Ken, it was an amazing time with you. Any last words for the camera?
Yeah, first of all, I've had a tremendous run. The minute I jumped in the ring, it has been nothing but full speed, main event, semi-main event fights. The fans, up and down, have been tremendous through my career. And man, I'll tell you what, I have just truly been blessed to be able to entertain the fans. The fans are, and I've always said this, the fans are truly appreciated by me, and I always want to make sure they know that. And they have a voice. They have a voice in this, and they need to be heard. They need to be heard. And I have a hard time saying this, but our MMA fighters, the guys that step in the ring and put their bodies out there and they train, they fight hard. And I'm talking about guys like Gary Goodrich and Mark Coleman, and trust me, there's other people out there, and we'll see them, that need to be taken care of, man. And we need to stop sticking our head in the sand and letting people get away with ripping these guys off. We need to stop it. There's too much money being made out there off of the fans. The fans are ones that are actually given the money and being entertained by these fighters, and they're not receiving it. Let's change that, man. And I'm not picking on one person. I'm talking about the industry, period.
Absolutely.
God bless you guys, man. Thank you all for having me, and had a tremendous time. Enjoyed it.
Fans, you have the power, and it's in that credit card. When you swipe to buy the pay-per-view, you can make a difference. You can make a change.
That's right.
Ken, my man.